everybody, welcome to a 20-something's kitchen, and today we're going to be making up one of my favorites, and that is a snap pea and mushroom side dish. And what's going into that is, as you can imagine, we have mushrooms, snap peas, we're going to be using a little bit of a red onion, leftover prosciutto that I had, olive oil, salt, pepper, garlic, and then a little chili flakes because you know I like a little extra flavor and heat. So let's go ahead and get started. Of this red onion, I'm only going to use 1/4 of it, and I really want to chop that fine so it's not big chunks of red onion that you are getting in the dish, but little ones and just adding flavor throughout. Alright, so the onions are ready to go into the pan, and as I said, you want them to be very small. So I'll go ahead and throw these in. Should be about 1/4 of a cup, 1/4 of an onion, 1/4 of a cup. And then just add a little bit of olive oil to that. We want enough so that they'll fry up and get color, but we don't want all that extra oil sitting in the pan. Okay, so I'm going to take this over to our stove and then heat it up. I'll probably let it brown for about 5 to 7 minutes on medium heat. And then I'm going to start chopping up my mushrooms. And these, I just have the ones that are already pre-sliced. You can cut them in half or in fourths, however chunky you want them to be. I'm just going to do mine in halves. And one thing you want to remember about mushrooms too is that when you do get them from the grocery store, of course you want to cook them before you are eating them, but you don't want to be soaking them in the water because with the mushrooms, they'll absorb all that water in there. So instead, what you'll do is just grab a little paper towel and dab it off.
Look at my down. Look at my down.
That's what I did before chopping them up here. Awesome. So we have our stack of mushrooms here that I'll just set aside. So as the onions are cooking down, the mushrooms are ready, and then we have our snap peas. So as I said, all you need to do with these is just clean them off, give them a good rinse, and they'll be ready to go. And then I'll take my pieces of prosciutto. So this week we made prosciutto sandwiches, and we had a couple leftover pieces. So I'm just going to do is roll that up and cut the prosciutto really fine. And that'll be the next thing that I add to the dish before I throw in the mushrooms and the snap peas. The prosciutto is just going to give it a little extra flavor with the fat coming off of that along with the olive oil. And it's also just something fun to add to the dish. You could do bacon, pepperoni if you wanted. That might be stretching it, but hey. Do what your heart desires with the leftovers in your refrigerator. Great. So once again, these are just in little pieces too, just like the onions, because you want everyone to get a bite. Okay, so everything is ready to go. I'm just going to watch the onions, have them cook up here, and then we'll throw everything into the pot. So the onions are all good to go, and next I'll take over the prosciutto, and I'll put that in there for about 1 to 2 minutes, just let that fat come off. It'll get a little crispy, but that's what we're looking for. So after it turns a little crispy, we'll throw in our mushrooms. Add salt and pepper and then a little bit of the garlic paste or fresh garlic, whatever you have, probably about a tablespoon, and some red chili flakes. And what we want to do is just get these mushrooms a little soft. We don't want them super soft where they're too mushy, but just a little past the point of them being fresh. And I'll show you what that looks like before we add our snap peas. So I just wanted to show you guys what the mushrooms are going to look like when I'm talking about them slightly turning color. And one thing you'll notice too is when you're cooking is that you're going to have this brown color at the bottom that the prosciutto, onions, and the mushrooms has made. Do not get rid of that and make sure you pick it up because it is cooking gold. How do you get it? Pretty simple. Just throw in a little bit of water and it's going to steam up and it's going to add that flavor to your food. That's the best. That's, like I said, it's gold. The new liquid gold. So
Liquid gold.
Go ahead, I'll put them on the stove for about maybe 1 to 2 more minutes, and then after that, I'm going to throw in my snap peas, and they're only going to be in there for about 2 to 5 minutes just until they become that bright green color. So the side dish is complete, and I'll give you guys a little showing here. So as you can see, those snap peas, their color really came out, so they become this beautiful bright green, and we want to keep it that way. So the second you see it turn, give it 10 seconds and pull it right off the heat. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and plate it. So I have this white plate here. And the reason I chose the white plate, like I do all the time, I feel like it shows off the colors of the dish and you can really see what is on your plate. So we'll go ahead and plate that up here. So here we are. Our snap pea and mushroom side dish is complete. As I mentioned before, you can do it as a side dish or you can use it as your lunch. One way you can pack it up is just put a little bit of quinoa down and then you can put this right on top. Enjoy it that way. Otherwise, enjoy it as a side dish. Enjoy it as a snack. The snap peas are awesome. They're nice and crunchy and delicious, so I'm going to dig in.